At Grassroots Farm, we specialize in garlic production. This year's harvest was about 2,000 heads, and it was a great year for garlic for me. They are huge and beautiful, and people at farmers market and CSA customers alike really like our garlic. Growing here, I have summer squash. It's yellow squash. Behind that, I have pickling cukes. I have spineless, burpless cuke. I have Armenian cucumbers. Growing behind that, I have watermelon and more muskmelons. And then behind that, there are winter squash, maybe 15 different varieties ranging from a giant blue pumpkin type squash to a small sweet dumpling, single serving. In the very back of the field there, I have potatoes growing that I acquired from a local organic food distributor as seed, so they don't go to waste. And I've got all blue potatoes, German butterballs, yellow flesh, and some of my own saved rose Sven apples. This is my hoop house that I use for in-ground growing. I've got the overhead irrigation running right now. Pretty much everything that's green in here that you can see, aside from the taller trellis stuff, are melons. I have muskmelons and kind of cantaloupe, French cantaloupe type melon growing in here as an experiment. This was just, I just built this last fall, so this is my first year using it for production. And so far it's been a huge asset. I put in salad crops in the spring and roots and salad crops in the fall, and I'll overwinter some cooking greens and spinach and beets and carrots over the winter, so I have personal harvest. But otherwise it's really been a huge asset considering the extreme weather of the spring, which is something on here I'm going to talk about right now. Considering that I'm only in my 7th year of farming, my perspective on climate change as a farmer is not particularly well developed at this point. But overall, I think that installing structures like this is an excellent way to deal with climate change issues, in that I have complete control over the moisture situation. I have complete control over what weeds are going to seed where. I can button this entire thing up, and passively it will stay warm enough and dry enough to grow a wide variety of crops when otherwise outside weather might create a circumstance that is like impossible to grow in. Other ways that I feel that I'm working with climate change is by just having a diverse selection of produce growing at any one time anyway. I have had a rough year for salad crops, but my tomatoes are doing great. A tomato likes a hot and wet, and salad crops like cool and wet, and it's been cool and dry and hot and dry. So thanks to another tool, drip irrigation, I can control how much water a fruit crop or any crop is getting, and having that kind of control over irrigation is a great way to respond to or work with climate change issues like severe weather. I think the best way to ensure the nutritional value and quality of produce is through proper soil management, by using crop rotation and cover cropping and applying animal manure at the right time of year, not overcropping any particular area, allowing land to rest. That starting off with good soil is one thing, but keeping that soil in prime health will produce a healthy product. Our marketing plan at Grassroots Farm is fairly simple. We
operate a 40-member CSA program, and I'd say about eight of which are trade-based worker shares. At this point, Grassroots Farm has just one direct sale farmers market, which is in the Andersonville neighborhood of Chicago. It's a weekly Wednesday evening market. I think the best way that I have an influence on other farmers or folks that are interested in farming is really through my worker shares and farm visitors. That I invite pretty much anyone out to come visit the farm, and if folks want to know how I do this or how we make money or how it happened, I'm an open book. I don't keep any secrets. That there have been several people, especially this year, who have come to the farm with dreams of farming on their own. People who have small experience with goats and they want to have goat farms. And another way that I feel like I can provide some mentorship for beginning farmers is through partnership here at this farm. That I'd like to meet folks who have a small amount of capital to invest and want to start a micro business under Grassroots Farm. As for livestock, I feel the best way to ensure nutritional value and quality is to source excellent quality local feed sources. That certified organic grains are the way to go, even if you choose not to certify your animal like myself. That it's more than just what you're feeding them and the cost. It's the example that you're setting and the change that you're affecting by not buying conventional grain.